Here we are at Sun and Fun taking a look at the AutoGyro company, as you see their logo there. And I'm going to pan back here and we're going to look at their Cavalon, which is their beautiful two-seater. Very smooth, cross-country capable machine, a little faster than all the other ones, and I'm told very nice to fly. But here, kind of the main attraction this week is this, I'll call it the MTO2. That's not the official name, as it says up there. You can see right on the cowling. It's the MTO Sport. But in any event, it's the same aircraft they've had before, but now with a number of differences to it that you might be able to see here. And I'm going to actually point out some of these things to you. First of all, let's look at the blue nose up here. The nose fairing is something that they've had on the aircraft for some time, and that's part of the standard product. As you come back here and you see the pinkish and white portions, and then on up the mast you'll see some additional fairings. Now these are options on the aircraft, but they do dress it up quite nicely. And another thing you'll see here are these bars that I'm touching here, and because they've been able to lower the side down somewhat, they want to give people some reassurance for those folks that are a little concerned about have a sensation that they're falling out of the aircraft. Of course, this might not be an experienced pilot who knows better, but someone who doesn't know better would feel somewhat reassured by these nice stout bars on either side. A number of differences to the aircraft that you can't really see, though, include things like a pre-rotator system that is a newer development for the company and spins that rotor up to about 350 RPM, I'm told, at which point it's very near takeoff speed. Now, air has to go through the rotor up there on a gyroplane, so it still needs either forward speed or wind speed to actually take off. But in the right conditions, you can get off the ground quite quickly. Other things that they've done here, the seats. And seats are always very important to a lot of people, me included. This one has some lumbar supports. The seats are heated, and in fact there is a little fitting down here, I think you can maybe see in my hand, that allows you to attach it to clothing that might be heated. So even in an open cockpit aircraft like this, you can see that you can be warm and comfortable even in a colder climate. There's also a new windscreen back here. I don't know if you can see that particularly well in this camera view, but that protects the aft seat where it could be kind of windy. Of course, the windscreen on the front is more notable and has always been around and creates a kind of a bubble behind the aircraft, behind the windscreen, that makes it comfortable in the front. But the back seat was kind of windy, so they've upgraded that. We're using the 914 turbo on this aircraft. But back to the seats again. This little button down here, if you can see me touching this, that will create a system where that seat goes up into position like that, and you notice that this whole control system goes right with it. So that's a very nice feature. In addition, I'll stick my camera down in there a little bit. You can see rudder pedals, and there's a handle right here that if you pull this handle back, that adjusts those rudder pedals. In addition, there are controls in the back now so that the instructor can sit in the aft seat and has the ability to start the engine and to do the pre-rotation of the rotor. However, they can isolate that so that if they have somebody on board that they don't want touching those things, they're able to get that stick out of the way or invalidate some of the controls so nobody can upset the flight. And if I look over the top here, you can see there are some pins there. The whole stick can actually come out for those folks that don't like that sensation of a stick coming full aft for takeoff. They can do that. So here's the latest model, the MTO from AutoGyro, and now AutoGyro USA is run by a man named Andy Wall, and they have some big plans because they have now achieved primary category for their Cavalon. The Calidus model has primary category. That means that they can make that fully ready to sell and permitted under the FAA. So that's a great thing. I'm going to finally go over here and look at what they sometimes call the naked model. And that one has very great appeal to somebody that, for example, I mean, if you look at this and you think Harley motorcycle, well, there you go in the AutoGyro form. So that's another version of the MTO, but without any fairings whatsoever on it. So the company's got a nice big display here, and I'm happy to be reporting to you from Sun and Fun 2017.